Today we're putting an Ultimax ATV belt on a Can-Am Maverick 1000. Ultimax belts are designed to be application specific, so make sure you check ultimaxbelts.com to get the right one for your side-by-side. The machine we're working on is a 2014 Maverick 1000, but the procedure is the same for every Maverick and most Commander models. To remove the belt cover, you'll need either a T30 Torx bit or 8mm socket with an extension and an 8mm wrench. To remove the belt, you can either use the Can-Am belt change tool or a fully threaded 8mm bolt with a 1.25 thread pitch that is at least 50mm long. Note that it has to be fully threaded. You'll also need a flat screwdriver to remove the panels. Use caution around the engine and exhaust, which could be hot. Let the machine cool down before working on it. Please always follow all of the manufacturer's safety recommendations, installation procedures, and specifications. The first step is to remove the driver's seat. Pull the release and tilt the seat forward to remove it. You'll need to remove several clips to get to the belt. It's easy to use a screwdriver to pop the center portion of the clip, then pull the outer section. Remove the clips that hold the console side panel in place and pull the panel. Next, remove the panel under the seat area. Using either a T30 Torx bit or air ducts from the clutch cover. Pull the cover off. It will take some wiggling to get it past the clutches. Once you work the cover off, you can see the CVT system. CVT stands for Continuously Variable Transmission. The driver or primary clutch is in the front. It's bolted directly to the engine's crankshaft. There are flyweights and a spring to squeeze the belt and create upshift force. The primary is called RPM sensing because it changes belt squeeze based solely on engine RPM. The belt transmits the power from the primary to the driven or secondary clutch. The secondary is called torque sensing because it creates backshift force based on the load from the tires. The clutches will shift until the force from the primary equals the shift force from the secondary. Since the only link between your engine and the gear case is the belt, it's important to have the right belt to get optimum performance. One of the holes in the secondary is threaded. To pull the belt off, thread a bolt into this hole. The threads are 8mm by 1.25 thread. You'll need a bolt at least 50mm long. We're using a 60mm long bolt. This will force the two halves of the secondary clutch apart so we can get the belt out. Never pry between the clutch faces. Once the belt is off, take the opportunity to inspect a few things. First, check the old belt. If one side is noticeably more worn than the other, you could have an alignment issue with your clutches, which will tear up any belt you put on. Also, look for cracks or signs of excessive heat. Next, inspect the clutches. Clean out any pieces of the old belt or any debris. If there is anything on the clutch faces, get those cleaned too. If you need to, you can use a Brillo or SOS pad. It's okay to scuff the clutch face, but you don't want deep scratches. Also, if there is a pronounced groove in the primary, it's time to replace it. You can use brake cleaner or a solvent, but be careful to let everything dry so it doesn't get on the belt. Solvents will break down the rubber compound. Never use a belt dressing or solvent on a belt. Once everything is clean, you're ready to put the new belt on. Some belts have directional arrows. Belts aren't directional, so the way you put it on doesn't matter. The arrows are there so that if you ever take the belt off, you can put it back on in the same direction. For maximum belt life, it's a good idea to always put the belt on running the same direction. Ultimax belts don't have arrows, so we recommend that you put them on so you can read the brand. Get in that habit, and you're assured that the belt is always running the same direction. Now back the bolt out, which will let the secondary clutch close. Once the bolt is out, spin the secondary clutch until the belt is good and snug. You should see the top of the cog above the edge of the secondary when it's tight. Make sure that the seal around the clutch cover is in good shape and is fully seated in the groove. For good belt life, it's important that the seal is intact. Reassemble your Maverick in reverse order: cover, air ducts, under seat panel, console panel, and then the seat. Once everything is back together, break in your Ultimax belt by keeping it below half throttle for the first 30 miles or so. This will allow the belt to seat properly so you gain optimum performance and belt life. For more tips on belt installation, check out ultimaxbelts.com.